I have never, ever in 16, 17, however many years been more excited to be in sales, to be in consumer services, and to be in the business that I'm in than I am today, because I have complete and utter control over my business. I have recently traded in my 15-year suit career for my hat and t-shirt career, and guess what? People don't care. They're still applying and they're still getting business from us. So it doesn't matter what I look like or what I'm wearing. It matters what my message is. And so today I get to sport my alma mater. You probably can't see it, but it's Biola Baseball University, and I'm loving it because I get to spend less time getting ready and more time making money. And that's why this at-home business is a beautiful thing. And I'm embracing it, and I completely have bought into the fact that when things happen, they happen for a reason. I'm at home for a reason. I'm around my kids more for a reason. And so are you. So let's make the most of it, and let's talk about content today. I hope you're having a good time. I hope you're having a great day. I hope that you're surviving and thriving. I hope your mindset is ready to grow and ready to learn, because I'm ready to teach and ready to preach. So if you're new to our format and you're joining us for the first time, then if you hop into the handout section, I've got a handout. If you're driving and listening and don't have hands to write down, that's okay. We'll still make it worth your while. You can play back later anyways. And I'm going to go through what I believe is the way our business and any business is going to be in the next 10 years. Think about the way things change. Think about the business 10 years ago. Had we had this shutdown, had we had this sort of pandemic a decade ago, it would have knocked everybody off their feet. But now those that can use technology and can use a cell phone are going to survive and thrive even that much more. So today we're jumping into how to create custom content to get more business. Lots of people are going to tell you that you need to create content. Put out content, put out content, put out content, put out content, like a broken record. But how? How to create custom content that's not like everybody else. Don't you want to stand apart? Don't you want to be different? Well, today we're going to go there, and I'm going to show you all how to create custom content to actually get more business. So let's jump in. I'm going to page 2. Let's recap what we've been covering over the past couple of weeks, because we're building somewhere and we're not even close to where we're going yet. But I'm going to just recap for those that maybe weren't on last week's call or just want a refresher. So 2 weeks ago, we talked about how to get your contacts from your cell phone into social media. The average person has 611 cell phone contacts, but doesn't use that list of people that already know them, already like them, and already trust them to even get more business. People are every day waking up saying, where am I going to get business from? How am I going to get leads? How am I going to get more deals? Well, look at the thing that's always next to you 24 hours a day, and that's the cell phone of people that you already know, that are already consuming the things that you're selling, but why not have them buy through you? Either you're afraid to ask, or they are, or maybe they don't know what you do. So content is your way to let them know what you do. And that's how you're going to get almost free business easy and cheaply, really effectively. From there, we talked about how to get your contacts into social media. I gave you a strategy on how to move all of your personal contacts from your cell phone into Facebook, as well as how to get all your contacts from your databases, whether it be a top of mind or a software or a Surefire or a company software, into a CSV file and then into social media. So if you've done that so far, you have the platform, you have the network, you have the distribution channel built. If you haven't done that, then please heed my warning, and today spend time looking at the last couple of weeks of our content and get all of your contacts into a centralized unilateral platform. Because now today, once you have a captive audience, now you can create content to get more business. I've got such great feedback from even things I didn't expect, like, hey, guess what? I took all my contacts and put them in Facebook, and I friend requested them. And just because I friend requested them, I got business because people thought about me once they saw my friend request. So there's ample ways to get business by just being active and being ready. So let's recap that. but let's talk about today, and it's about how to create custom content to get more business. So the next page, I got something kind of funny, and it's this picture of this guy with a purple jacket on. I think he's from like Willy Wonka, chocolate factory guy, and he says, "You're doing social media without a strategy?" Question mark. Tell me how great that's going. Think about anything that you're doing without a plan or without a strategy. Is it going to go very well? Just having a Facebook account or an Instagram account or YouTube or Twitter or a LinkedIn account, that's not going to guarantee you business. You've got to have a plan. You've got to have a strategy. Think about the way that you bought your home. You had a strategy. You saved. You looked at your credit scores. You had a down payment. Think about how you guys got through school, high school, college. There was a curriculum and an outline and a plan. So if you don't have a plan for social media, it's not going to go that great. So let's get into the next page of discussing the obvious for those that just can't seem to get social media to work. Number one, if it's not working, it's because you don't have the attention of your audience. If they aren't watching you, you aren't going to get any business. And if your content's not custom or good, you're not going to have their attention because you're like everybody else, putting out pictures that have no meaning, words that have no value, or videos that have no connection. We've got to use heart, and you have to use heart to get the attention of your audience. Number two, you aren't consistent. What do you ever think you're going to succeed at without consistency? Nothing. And finally, you don't have a plan. I'm going to give that plan to you today. Would any business in this world succeed without a plan? I don't think so. I'll just go into a quick little story of when I first got into my really first hardcore sales job. And that was when I was in college playing baseball at Biola. And in the side, I was working on personal training. And yes, I got like a $10 an hour stipend off of training clients. But where we made the majority of our money was on signing up new members and signing up training memberships. Now, I looked at the leaderboard. A lot of these people have been around forever. So if you're new in sales, this is good news for you. You don't have to have the biggest career in the world to be great at executing. You have to have the best plan. So what I did, I said, you know what? I'm just going to walk around and I'm just going to talk to people on the floor. And the first time that I did that, I was talking to one of the more seasoned trainers, and I said, hey, I'm going to go around and I'm going to talk to people on the floor, and I'm going to sign up some clients today. He laughed at me. He goes, what do you mean you're going to walk on the floor and sign up clients? I go, I'm just going to walk around and talk to people on the workout machines, and I'll sign some training clients up. I go, how do you do it? He goes, well, people come into the 24-hour fitness, they get a membership, and I've got a relationship with the salesperson signing up them for their dues, and they refer them to me for personal training. And I go, well, but what happens if that person doesn't refer you? He goes, they'll always refer me. And I go, okay, I'm just going to walk around the sales floor because I don't know the person that's referring. I don't have that relationship with that sales rep that sits by the front desk that gets training walk in. Why not sell to people that are already in the gym? They already working out, right? That makes more sense to me. He goes like, let me know how good that works for you. I said, okay. So from the next month over until I left the gym, I was number one in sales, only working part-time because I was a full-time student and I played baseball. And my strategy was very simple. I had a plan. And I said, I'm going to walk up to every person I'm going that's in the gym and ask them how the workout's going. So I'd walk up to, let's say, Sarah. I'd say, hey, Sarah. I'd have a training badge on, so it wasn't weird to ask her questions. I'm a trainer. I'm here to help. My badge says trainer. So think about that. In your industry, in what you do you wear your badge where you go? Does it say loan officer, realtor, car salesperson? It should be. You should walk around this whole world with that same badge and the same attitude that I'm going to go help and find people that need my help. And that's what content gives you. So you've got to have a plan. So I would walk up to Sarah. I'd say, hey, Sarah, how's your workout going? And almost every time Sarah would say, it's going pretty good. And I'd say, what are you working on? And she'd say, I don't really know, just kind of some pressing and some pushing. I'd say, okay, well, are you getting to a goal that you have in mind? I mean, tell me about how is it going in the gym? And almost every time she would say, I don't really know. And I go, well, I've seen you here many times, and it's kind of sad that you're here without a plan. Are you achieving some big number? Are you losing lots of weight? Are you gaining lots of weight? Tell me how it's really going. And she would almost every time say, just kind of maintaining. And I go, you're here every single day or every so often, and you're just maintaining? And she'd go, yeah. I go, why not train with me for a week or two or whatever you're comfortable with, and let's see if I can give you a plan to succeed. And I would sign almost every single person up, and my numbers were through the roof in sales. And these trainers who were there for years would be like, how are you doing it? And I go, I'm talking to people. And they go, about what? I go, about their plan. And they'd said, and that works? And I go, look at the board. That's the moral of the story. You have to have a plan to talk to people. And social media is your gym floor. It's your place where you have a captive audience that is sitting there waiting for you to talk to them. You can't wait any longer, no matter what business you're in, for the sales rep at the front desk to go refer you a client. Because the minute that person goes out of business, so do you. So the obvious is you guys don't have a plan. Hope that makes sense. Let's keep going. So why social media content matters? The reason why is because that's where people's attention is spent. That's your gym floor in that example. And if you look at this picture and graphic that I put in the screen, the average person spends in their lifetime, based on current projections, 1 year and 8 months doing housework in their life. They spend 1 year and 11 months socializing, 2 years and 2 months shopping, 3 years and 7 months eating and drinking, and they spend 6 years and 8 months on social media. It's right up there with 8 years on TV and 26 years sleeping. So someone lives to be 70 years old, 10% of their biological life will be spent on social media. So the reason why having content that makes sense matters is it's your way to get in front of people, because if everything else fails, every other lifeline of business goes away. You have content, and when you have content, you can create value for people in a digital way. So I hope that makes sense. Let's keep going. So why did I personally start doing social media? Because I realized business 101, it's about supply and demand. The more content I could put out, the more in demand I was. The more things I could say that were valuable, the more customers want to work with me. It's not about having to pitch through social media. It's about giving your value. The more people that see me and hear me, the more they like me and they think of me. If they think of me and they have the need, they're going to use me. And the more they use me, the more money I'm going to make. And the less I need other people to refer me business. And the less I need other people to refer me business, the more bulletproof I am. So the bottom line is content equals your personal brand. And without content, you're virtually invisible digitally. Content equals brand, and brand equals business. In this picture I have on the screen, if you can't see it, I'm going to describe it to you. It's a picture of this godlike character who is kind of smiling with his hand on his chin. And he has umbrellas for sale for $15. And he says, gee, it looks like rain again. So he's controlling the rain, and he has built the system to make money on the people that are getting soaked and they get wet. So when you create content, you are creating your own marketplace. You can dictate when it's going to rain, and you can give the clients the umbrella to get through the storm. But without content, you don't have a platform. So I want to make sure that we just lay down the basic fundamentals of why you need content. And I say people buy things. In the next page I have up now, people buy things from people that they like. They just do. But they buy things they like from people that they like. So when you are putting out content, you are able to put your why they should like you out to the universe. So question for you guys, as we sit here on this webinar and I go over why you should do this. If your customer, for whatever you're selling, whether it's technology, whether it's a health food product, whether it's mortgage or real estate, is that client online during the day? Yes. How much? Could be 6 to 8 hours in this marketplace. When they have a need, can they find you? If they search either in a search engine or in social media to get the help that they need, can they find you? And is your content going to be good enough to get them to realize, hey, I have that need. Let me reach out to that person. If you don't have a brand and you aren't online, the answer is no. If you don't have a story or a pulse or a heartbeat, your company's going to be invisible. When you go into this deep, deep, dark place of what's the worst that could happen to my market, my business during a recession, and people aren't going to go brick and mortar anymore, potentially. People are going to go online. And because of that, you need to have this kind of presence. You need to have this kind of content. So with this online presence, with this brand, they can find you. Because a lot of you are thinking, I'm an expert. I can make it in this business. I've got my life raft, which is my expertise. But without a platform to share the expertise you have, you're also invisible. So content will take your expertise and a platform and get you more business. So I want to make sure I'm going over that because I really feel passionately about the basics here. So go to next page here and let's get really basic. What tools do you need before we can actually go in there and give you advice on how to create this custom content? It's very, very basic. A cell phone, which we all have. Even kids, my kids' age, have cell phones nowadays. A device to hold your cell phone. So you can even hold your phone and do selfie kind of content, or you can get a pop socket from Alibaba for like $1, snap it to the back of your phone, and then hang your phone on the back of your laptop. And boom, you have a studio. It's nothing but that. Or you can go on Amazon for 10, 20, 30 bucks and buy a tripod. Whatever you got to do, it's your cell phone and it's a device to hold your phone. And then number 3 is a plan. That's what you need. Now, what do you have to get over? Because now that you know the tools that you need physically, it's the mental things that you need. It's the getting over things like, how do I look? How do I sound? How do I feel? Well, you look the way you look, you sound the way you sound, and you feel the way you feel. The last time I checked, most of my clients look and sound probably just like me. And I can probably say I've never made a loan to a supermodel or a mega movie star or someone that was a perfect 10, because perfect 10s don't buy houses. Usually they usually live with their parents because they don't have the kind of business making money. I'm talking about, I want to sell to the average everyday consumer that looks like me, sounds like me, and feels like me. So they want to see someone that looks like them too. So don't be scared to be real with your clients. It's about supply and demand. Experts like you who are on this call are always going to be in demand. It's not how you look, it's how much what you say is going to help the person, move the person, or inspire the person to work with you. Your content could literally save lives if it's right. And when you have their heart and you have their belief, what else really matters? When all else fails, practice in a mirror, with your family, with someone that's not going to judge you until you get comfortable. But if you want to have a career that explodes, you have to have content that resonates with people. Let's now get to the good news. Go to the next page. Once you have the content, now you have distribution. The reason why I'm so pumped about this business is we have a free double way distribution channel. Before, if you wanted to put out good content, you had to go on ABC, CBS, or Fox. But all you're doing is broadcasting with no way to engage with your audience. Today's free content, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube, you can put out free content that has an instant response. So if I'm saying, hey, who needs this service? I can instantly get a response back from people that might need my service. It's a way to communicate right with people for free. So the beautiful thing about the content today, most of us don't take advantage of the tools we have. ABC, NBC, CBS, and Fox is Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Twitter. And we have the ability right now to connect with our audience 24 hours a day at scale. So now that you understand my belief and why I believe content is so critical and the things you need, let's talk about the types of content you can put out. And to give you guys some guidance right now on how to create custom content from you, from the heart. The things I'm going to say aren't the things you're going to say. You can't copy somebody else. You've got to be your own original you. So I'm going to give you some tools and some guidance and some guidelines to create custom content right now. So let's get this thing going down. So I'm going to give you 7 various talking points because there's 7 days in a week, and some that are overachievers are going to maximize that. And I want you guys to, at the very basic, pick one of these themes per week. If you don't want to go one theme per day, go one theme per week. And what I want you to do is be a good student right now and to keep a log. So I want to break it down into 7 categories, and whether it be 7 categories, each is in an Excel spreadsheet tab, each is in like a notepad, and I want you to build on your glossary of custom content. I'm going to give you the 7 categories of things you could talk about. You are going to fill in the blanks and continue to fill in the blanks, because people give you strategy and idea and concepts. But unless you're actually putting your words to practice, it's never going to work. You can't go to a webinar or a seminar and someone's going to tell you what to say. By the time you get home, you're going to say, well, that's great that they told me what to say, but that's not in my words, and you're never going to do it. I'm focused on getting you guys to do the work yourselves to get better. I'm here to give you a content roadmap and a content plan. So these are the 7 silos, 7 categories, whatever you want to call it, 7 ways to run this show right now. Okay. Number 1, write this down. If you can't see my handout, write this down. Education, that is one category. Current events is another category. Common problems is the third category. Client testimonials or client wins is the fourth category. Personal content is the fifth category. Being human is number 6, and tips are number 7. So what I do is I have these 7 categories open in an email, and I just have each one categorized, and I have my email draft open all the time. And when an idea pops into my head, I throw it into that section. And when I'm shooting content, I'm creating content as I'm going through my day. You can't sit down and be like, all right, what am I going to talk about? And then you're going to be stage frozen and you're never going to get anything out of your mouth. I know how it works. But in the moment of you doing business, good ideas are going to pop up. And if you have some guidelines and some framework, you can really get custom with your content. So let's go into the first one, education. How do you create educational content? Well, think about what things your customer doesn't know. And you can get this in real time or you can write them out. I'm sure you could list right now 10 things that the average customer for what you're selling doesn't know. That's it. Educational content. List out right now. And if you don't have the mindset right now, by just putting out in the universe that I'm going to think about this, throughout the course of your day, ideas will pop into your head. And you log the idea and you come back and film the content later. So think about you being a journalist, doing your research in the field, and then shooting later on. That's going to make your content easier for you to put out because it's what you intrinsically feel. My content's my content. I'm not going to tell you what to say anymore. I just want to tell you what to look for. And then you will, if you commit to this, find the answers yourself. So number 1, educational. Write out things your clients don't know. And then when you're creating and procuring this educational content, you could say things like, hey, let's say I'm trying to sell a mortgage to somebody. I could say, hey, if you're a homeowner, I'm Ben Anderson. I've been in the business for 15 years. Did you know that doing forbearance on your payments might ruin your credit? That could be my content. And that would be, whoa, let me pay attention to this person. He or she's an expert. If you are selling software sales, it could be, hey, if you're looking to run a digital software campaign, did you know that the last version of Windows might corrupt your computer? I don't know the answers to your business, but you do. I just want to give you the unlock so you know how to start building out your custom content. So the first silo is educational content. What are the things your customer doesn't know? If you're an expert, there should be a whole list of things your customers don't know. And if you don't have the answers yet, talk to your customers. And when you talk to them, ask them, what things don't you basically know about my business? And I'm going to answer those questions for my audience. Number 2 is current events. What just happened and how does it affect your business? If you look at online, look at what's happening and trending in the news. And how does that directly affect your business? How is the stimulus package affecting your business? How is it affecting your customers? So what current events, whether it be an election coming up, whether it be the Fed making moves, whether it be supply and demand chains, trade in China, the wall in Mexico, things that politicians are saying, the coronavirus, the way that the sports is shut down, the way the school's at home for kids, these are all current events that you can relate to people. So what just happened and how is what just happened affecting your business? Talk about it from your perspective. Number 3, common problems. What are the common problems your customers face and how can they avoid them? Let's say that you are selling houses and a common problem is they can't go into an open house or see a house because of the shutdown. So how can they avoid that problem? Are there virtual tours? Is there a virtual place they can go get virtual guidance? Can you go have the seller do a walk through an open house? Maybe that's the solution. Maybe it's, hey, we're going to do a virtual open house today. So anybody that wants to buy this house, I'm going to go on Facebook Live and I'm going to do a virtual open house because you can't come and see this house today. So I'm going to take my camera, my phone, and I'm going to go live and show you every single room of this house so that even though the common problem is you can't leave your house, you can still see what I'm selling. Maybe that's the answer. Maybe just go live on Facebook. Do things that are different. Change your mindset. Think outside the box. How can you solve your client's problems? You will get paid in proportion to the problem you solve. How much money would the government pay the person that finds the answer to solving the coronavirus problem, the medicine that cures the problem? That person will never have to work again. So think about solving problems and putting out content for your clients on how you can help them solve their problems. Next is customer testimonials. People want to hear people's wins and success stories. So when you have your customers, you don't have to put your customers on camera, but you can share stories about your customers that highlights you. You don't want to make it about you and braggy, but look, I just want to share a story. I had a customer that was looking to buy a house. Her name was Irma. She thought there's no way she could buy a house. She had only $2,000 in her bank. And I told her, Irma, there's 0% down loan programs. And now she's a homeowner. So whatever your customers are going through, however they win, you wouldn't be in business if you weren't winning a little bit. So put your wins out there and talk about your customer testimonials. So if you have this way, this diary of content that you're putting together, whenever you have a client that wins, write their win down and then come down when you're shooting your content and just go through your wins. You'll create glossaries of content from the things you're going through. Fifth is personal content, stories about yourself, about your family, about your kids, about your pets. What are your kids doing? Look, my kids are driving me crazy. They're working downstairs. I love them to death. I'm trying to be with them as much as I possibly can, but 2 hours of Zoom school is not enough. Anybody feel like I'm feeling about that? Is it hard for you to operate your business with your kids at home? It can be challenging. So how do you get through that? Current stories about your kids, about animals, about things that they're going to relate to. Sixth, be human. Talk about your lessons that you've learned. Talk about your losses you've learned. I've shared openly some of my biggest losses and lessons. And I'll give you guys this right now. Transparency leads to trust. People are going to trust you when you're vulnerable and you tell the truth and you tell them what you've gone through. So your clients would love to find out about you. Maybe they think you got it all figured out. Maybe they think you're perfect and you don't need anything. That's not true. We all struggle with virtually the same things. How do you have a good marriage? How do you have kids that are healthy and respectful and wise? How do you save money? How do you make good investments? How do you deal with being depressed and being at home? How do you lose weight? How do you deal with challenges? How do you get a team to work together? It all relates back to people being human. So share your lessons. Whenever you have a lesson and something that you learn, write it down. So hopefully you see what I'm trying to get you guys to go is as you go through your life, everything you do is a chance to write down some great content. So you have a log and then you can come back and shoot things that are you. And some tips for you guys on the content here is to give value. Give value. It's all about giving value. Do not sell through your content. You want to give tips and value. So insider tips. What are the secrets about your business that no one's talked about before? How does it really work? How does it really happen behind the scenes? Share those things. Share the types of content that people will say, I never knew that. Now I like this person a little bit more. So I'm not going to give you, if I tell you what to say, it's not custom content, first of all. I want to teach you how to create custom content. Bring it out for yourself. There's a content beast in all of you, a content monster in every single one of you. There's too many things that happen in your life not to be talking about them. So educational content, current events, common problems, client testimonials and or wins, personal content from things you're going through, human losses and lessons that you have learned. And then the tip is to give value wherever you can and share how the secret sauce is made. Let's keep going. So some quick content tips for your psychology for a second. When you're shooting your content, don't change what you normally would wear. Be your real you. My real me right now is I would be the fakest, phoniest person in the world if I was sitting at home wearing a suit right now. My entire career I've worn suits. And if I go back to the office, I'll probably wear suits again. But right now, my content's from home. So I'm my real me. I'm wearing a hat and a sweatshirt. I'm rocking my alma mater, my baseball team, because it's me. It's not what I look like, it's what I'm saying. Shoot where the magic happens. I'm not going to go take my cell phone or my laptop and go drive to the beach and try and make some fancy pants scene. Right now, when I hang up this phone call and stop talking to you guys, I'm going to get right back on my business and start generating business for my own clients, my own business. There's no waste of time. Be your real you. Shoot where the magic happens. Next, talk about things that you like to talk about. If your content is the NFL draft that's about to go down, talk about that. Talk about things that you like, because I guarantee you, if you like what you're talking about, you'll be more engaged with your audience. They will feel the authenticity in your voice. Next, you aren't shooting an infomercial. Don't be overly salesy and pitchy. Just talk. Next is probably the biggest advice. Don't ask for business. Do not put out content and then ask for business. They'll see right through you. It's not trustworthy. Put out content to help, and helping will lead to business. So content is for helping and branding. It's for branding yourself, to let people know, here's how I can help you. Here's what I can do. If you need my help, you're going to reach out. Read your comments and talk back. The reason why I crushed it at 24 Hour Fitness is I actually talk to people. And you're not going to close anything without talking to somebody. So talk to people, read the comments, and engage with your audience. Next, the market is for getting business, and we're going to get there. I'm going to show you guys next couple of lessons how to market through social media and then how to do ads to get leads. But first is putting the content together. So I hope that you guys can see where I'm going with this has been building your audience of people that know, like, and trust you, then putting out custom content to them. I'm going to show you guys how to post and get engagement later. But let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. Let's first focus on just creating the content. Where to put it, how to launch it, how to spray it, we will get there. So let's wrap up here. I want to give you guys some video tips. So when you're shooting your content, it is the best version that it could be. Record your videos in landscape mode or horizontally. That means don't have your camera on your phone perpendicular right side up. Turn it so that it is side to side, so your screen is wider. That's the best way to record your content. Use a tripod or a pop socket to hold it so it's steady. Keep your videos under 60 seconds. And if you need help creating content and then reading the content, you can go to bigview.tv. It's a teleprompter service that you can download. It's an app, and you can load your content in and you can read the content while you're talking. Let's get to what's most important. It's consistency. Getting yourself in content shape is no different than getting in physical shape. It takes consistently, commitment, and discipline. So my initial basic goal for you guys is to create 1 video per week. Let's not go 7. Let's not go 20. Let's not go overload. Let's not set up for failure. If you have a propensity to do content already, then shoot 20 pieces a day. The more the better. But let's start with basics. 1 per week. Choose 1 piece of content per week, 1 category per week, and let's just kind of start there. Can you guys give me that? I'm giving you my very best content. I was up until 1 o'clock in the morning trying to make sure this was basic and simple. So you can reward me by just doing this for yourself. 1 per week to get yourself in content shape. And if you just aren't ready yet, some of you on this call are like, you know what? I know that I need to do it. I understand the value of it, but I'm just not quite ready to put my face in front of a camera. That's okay. Shoot audio content. That's fine. I'm going to show you how to post it, how to get leads, how to get engagement later. But just for this week, shoot audio content. Talk about one thing. Record your voice. You talk on the phone, it's no different. You'll get to the point where you're going to be comfortable. I just want you guys to get going. Do something. You're sitting still in your homes. Now is the chance to take advantage of this opportunity to create content. So your homework assignment for me is to create 1 piece of content between today and the next time that I see you, and do 1 per week. And I will show you how to use that content for your own branding later. So next week, we're talking about how to post and get leads with your content. And then I'm going to get in how to market to your audience. So I hope you guys know where we're going is creating digital marketplaces for you guys to get really good with being at home if you have to be at home for the rest of your careers. Maybe that's your normal. It's my normal. I'm at home now. My kids are downstairs. They're doing their schoolwork. I'm upstairs talking to you guys. And I know that I will show you how to create certain kind of content and messages to get a ridiculous amount of leads. I'll close with this story. And I'll talk about one of the guys that I'm super fond of, and that's Eric Silva. I hope you're listening, Eric. He's out there in Jersey where this virus has hit home pretty hard. So we created a marketing campaign for Eric, and he got 26 calls into his phone in 1 day. And I asked him by the end of the week, how many calls did you get? He goes, too many to count. I couldn't get back to them. That's where we're going with this, is I will get you so much business, you won't be able to even see straight. But let's build business around your content, because then people will forever know, like, and trust you. And with that model, you are irreplaceable. That's all I got today. Your homework assignment is between today and next week when I meet you again, put out one piece of good content, or at least create one piece of good content. And with that together, we're going to crush it. I'll see y'all soon. Have a great day.